Imagine this: you're a teenager, you make some mistakes, and before you know it, you're standing in a courtroom facing a judge. The next thing you hear is something that'll chill you to the bone: life in prison. Can you imagine being a teenager and facing the prospect of spending your entire life behind bars? It's a harsh reality that 6 young convicts had to face, and we've got their reactions for you. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not going to glorify their crimes or make light of their actions. We're here to give you a glimpse of the human side of things. Let's get into it. Number 06. Smith Riley. Jaleel Smith. Riley was convicted of murdering Portia Brooks in 2016. According to reports, Portia Brooks and Aaron Martin were inside a parked car when Smith Riley arrived and pounded on the window with a revolver. Smith Riley dragged Martin from the passenger seat, went through his pockets, and shot him in the head. Martin was able to recover from his injuries, but Riley then leaned into the car and fired 2 rounds at Brooks. She passed away 3 days later. When Jaleel was handed a life sentence for his crime, Jaleel dramatically collapsed on the courtroom floor in despair and asked, "What does he get?" Well, it wasn't clear who Smith Riley was referencing in the outburst, but it's a moment that's hard to forget for Portia's family. Next, we have number 05, Nicholas Lindsay. Nicholas Lindsay, the convicted killer of St. Petersburg police officer David Crawford, was recently resentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Lindsay was just 16 years old when he shot and killed Crawford during a routine stop in 2011. The judge presiding over the case remarked that Lindsay's lack of remorse played a significant role in his decision to resentence him. Despite being given a chance to speak, Lindsay did not offer any apologies or express regret for his actions. The video of the courtroom reactions showed Lindsay looking down and appearing emotionless as the judge read out his sentence. Apart from that, since the murder, his aggressive conduct has persisted. The authorities submitted disciplinary reports from the Florida Department of Corrections that indicated Lindsay participated in fights, slashed another inmate's face with a sharp weapon, and was caught with contraband, marijuana, and a smartphone while in jail. Number 04. Dylan Shoemaker.
I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot.
This Springville teen was sentenced to life in prison after being convicted of second-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend's infant son last year. Dylan Shoemaker, 17, was sentenced to 25 years to life in jail for the murder of Austin Smith, a 23-month-old kid, while babysitting him and his infant sibling on March 19th, while his mother, his girlfriend, was at work. Shoemaker was found guilty by a jury after it was evident that he committed the heinous crime. While in the courtroom, Dylan said that, since he is a blonde teen, he should be let free from his sentence. Well, it is a stark reminder of the deep-seated racism and systemic inequalities that continue to plague our society. Number 03. Chris McNabb.
Since I'm pretty sure by the law states that I have a right to confront my witnesses who accuse me of doing wrong.
This Metro Atlanta father was found guilty of murdering his 2-week-old daughter in 2019. In the court, he argued that the evidence was entirely circumstantial and did not exclude other logical explanations for Kalia's death. The Georgia Supreme Court, however, dismissed these arguments and upheld his sentence. McNabb was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of release, plus 10 years following the trial. Number 02. Jomar Robinson, Kenneth Hill, and Darius Diaz-Gaskin. These 3 men were accused of murdering Basim Sulaka during a heist at his Clinton Township party business in 2014. Basim Sulaka, 51, of Sterling Heights, was murdered during a robbery at his Moonlight Party shop in Clinton Township on March 28, 2014. On Jomar Robinson's last trial, she told Robinson that she was shocked and insulted by a statement that he made to Sulaka's sister following the conviction in his and 2 other defendants' murder trial. Finally, we have number 01, Lewis Matthews. Matthews sexually molested his girlfriend's 10-year-old daughter while living with the family in April 2019. The victim's mother came in one night and discovered Matthews with her daughter. According to investigators, Matthews panicked and then took the girl to a convenience shop without her mother's consent. They believe that he got bleach and poured it over the victim to remove any genetic evidence. Prosecutors claim it was ineffective, and Matthews was a convicted child abuser. Even his own mother had no intention of appearing at his punishment hearing. Anyways, he didn't appear to be moved by the sentence. He shook his attorney's hand and chuckled as he walked out of the courtroom. Anyways, as we watched 6 teenage convicts react to the news of their life sentences, What do you think? Did they deserve this or not? Drop your views in the comments section below. We'll meet again in another episode.